Don't sign that, ma'am, the deep voice echoed from the back of the marble hall. Everyone turned. A man in worn jeans, a faded army jacket, and boots that had clearly walked through wars, not red carpets, stood by the glass doors. His voice wasn't loud, but it carried weight, the kind that silences a room full of people used to power and money. The billionaire, Thomas Vale, turned slowly with a smirk, the kind of smirk that comes from never being told, no. The woman at the center of the deal, Evelyn Carter, CEO, philanthropist, and one of the few people Thomas couldn't easily intimidate, froze mid-signature. Her pen trembled slightly as she looked at the man who had just spoken. "Excuse me," Thomas said, narrowing his eyes. "Who are you to interrupt this meeting?" The stranger stepped closer, his eyes sharp but tired. "Name's Daniel Brooks, former Army sergeant, and the man who built the security systems you're about to sign away." The crowd murmured. Evelyn frowned. "Security systems? You mean?" "Yes, ma'am," Daniel said, his voice calm but firm. "That contract gives Vale Tech full access to your orphanage's digital network, including medical records of every child there." "He's not donating, he's buying access." Thomas laughed, brushing off the tension like dust. "This man clearly doesn't understand business. Ms. Carter, I assure you." But Daniel didn't let him finish. He walked closer, dropping a worn envelope on the glass table between them. Inside were photos, documents, and a flash drive. "I understand more than you think," he said quietly. "Because I've been the guy on the other end of your deals before. My late wife worked for your company, Mr. Vale, until she refused to falsify safety reports, and you had her fired." The billionaire's smirk faltered. Evelyn's hand tightened on her pen. "Is this true?" Thomas didn't answer. Daniel's voice softened as he continued. "She spent her last months fighting for veterans' housing rights, even while battling cancer. And you," he looked Thomas straight in the eye, "used her blueprints, her software, her sacrifice, to make your empire richer." The hall was dead silent. Evelyn leaned back in her chair, eyes glistening with a mix of anger and sorrow. "Why come now, Mr. Brooks?" she asked gently. Daniel hesitated. "Because I promised her I'd protect people like her. People who believe good still wins. When I saw your foundation about to hand everything over to the same man who buried her work, I couldn't stay silent." He turned to leave. "That's all." But Evelyn stopped him. "Wait." Her voice broke slightly. "Mr. Brooks, you have a daughter, don't you?" He froze. "How do you? I've read about you. The veteran who fixes schools' computers for free. The one whose little girl leaves handmade thank you notes in every classroom." Evelyn smiled sadly. "She sounds like her mother." Daniel blinked hard, emotion rising in his chest. "She is," he said quietly. Thomas tried to recover his dominance, forcing a laugh. "This is ridiculous. Emotional manipulation doesn't change business. Ms. Carter, that contract." Evelyn stood. "Is void," she said sharply. Thomas's face went pale. "You'll regret this." "No," she said, stepping forward. "You will." Security entered the room, but not for Daniel. Evelyn handed Daniel the flash drive. "You just exposed one of the largest corporate frauds I've ever seen. I'll make sure the world knows who the real hero is." Daniel tried to refuse, shaking his head. "I didn't do this for fame, ma'am. I just wanted the truth out." She smiled. "Then let me help you spread it." Weeks passed. Thomas Vale's empire began to crumble under investigations and leaked reports. News outlets praised the mysterious veteran who stood up against power. Evelyn launched a foundation, the Brooks Initiative, dedicated to supporting veterans and single parents rebuilding their lives. Daniel went back to quiet life, school drop-offs, night shifts, and fixing computers in the neighborhood. One afternoon, Evelyn's car pulled up outside his small workshop. She stepped out, holding a letter. "You didn't come to the ceremony," she said softly. "I'm not good with cameras," he admitted with a smile. She handed him the letter. Inside was an offer: Head of Cybersecurity, Carter Foundation. He looked up, stunned. "I can't accept this." "You already earned it," she interrupted. "And your daughter deserves to see what real honor looks like." His eyes welled up. "Thank you." As Evelyn drove away, his daughter ran out from the shop, holding a crayon drawing of an eagle. "Daddy, look. I made this for you. You're my lone eagle. Mommy said that's what brave people are called." He knelt, hugging her tight, whispering, "She was right, sweetheart." The camera pans out. Daniel standing by the workshop, sun setting behind him, his daughter in his arms, the sound of kids laughing in the distance.